Jonathan, make me beautiful.
Oh, Kevin dear, pop the popcorn. Gina's on television.
Good friend, Gina. Probably a spy.
Kevin, I'm right here.
What? I ain't apologizing.
It's okay, dear.
There it is. I'm telling you, she's too nice.
Yeah, too nice. Yeah, but remember when she punched all those kids?
You know, I bet she was the one who threw the paper.
Class, that paper, what a disgrace.
Well, I think our high school years were great. Remember the first day, how scared we all were?
It's nice to see us all come together.
I agree. Boys, try to remember our freshman year. 75 years ago.
Yeah, when we were all touching knees in a big park with grass, that ain't normal.
I remember when we still had grass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the first thing that happened to me when I walked into school, is one of the seniors gave me this bright pink cupcake, and I was like, this is gonna be a good time.
I was late and I walked in with my Starbucks cup.
I was so scared.
And Kat McNay told me that I walked in wearing my outfit that I had bought at Urban Outfitters the previous day, with my Starbucks cup, and Kat was just like, I'm gonna hate this girl.
First thing a con ever said to me was, "Hey kid, do you like the Pokemon theme song?" And then we started singing it together, and it was sweet.
Aiden had no hair.
Yeah, that was a big
the first thing we said. I sat next to Kevin Milton in biology, and he walks in and sits down on the first day, and we're all sharing interesting facts. And he said that he never finished a bowl of cereal in his life.
And it was fake.
That was fake? Well, I was sitting there, and I was like, I'm so excited to be at a new school, and then the kid sitting next to me just says that, and I'm just like, all right, well, guess I'm not gonna have any friends.
Like I remember specific people from the first day. I remember Cassidy was my first period class, and she was like, I'm writing a book, and I was like, whoa, people are doing things, I don't know, I'm just here to learn, maybe a little.
My first impression of Jordy was that I dated him for 2 weeks, kind of. He broke up with me on my birthday, high five.
Our Thompson Park experience?
That's where I made most of my enemies, I think.
I don't remember much of it. I remember it was really hot, and I remember there's a lot of
really
bees
hot.
where we ate
Oh my god,
lunch.
yeah.
But and the games were weird. I was extremely uncomfortable, obviously.
Too many bugs.
I remember Matt Stromberg posting in the Facebook group that he was excited to touch all of our knees. And that made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
got the lead.
Played some games.
Yeah, I remember I posted on Facebook. Cause I knew there was gonna be a game where we touched each other's knees, and I said, "Oh, I can't wait to touch your kneecaps tomorrow." And legit, I was cyberbullied.
We ran across, and the people I crashed into their arms decided just to then raise their arms up, and they clotheslined me in the neck, and probably nearly crushed my windpipe.
I just don't remember.
Me
Thompson
either.
Park.
I don't remember Ian Byer making women in the kitchen jokes.
We were sitting to get back on the buses. You started rapping a song. You were rapping some Mac Miller song.
I really?
Yes, you really were, because you were I know all the words, and and you were sitting and talking to all the boys. I distinctly remember this, and I was sitting on the edge of the group with no friends, just oh my god.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
What
Yeah.
you were saying.
Okay, nice.
Mr. Moran's class. Did anybody answer anything that wasn't Mr. Moran's class?
Freaking 90.
If Gandhi did CrossFit, that would be
Little food days that were
Mic
so
drop.
random, but
Which,
it was free.
and someone put out very ironic considering he did CrossFit.
One day, he just randomly in the middle of lecturing jumped up on someone's table, in front of them while he was talking.
I caught Mr. Moran on the streets, and he yelled at me for biking without a helmet. So that happened.
He made Sean his worker, underling, lackey, and Sean did not want to do it. Because every class he'd be like, let's do a commercial and let's give people food and cookies. And he'd be like, Sean, you're a film guy, make a film.
Oh, Gina Mauer Power, did we talk about that?
We had 2 weeks to do this, but in that entirety of the 2 weeks, we spent all of it making Music from the Hood and the opening sequence.
Yes, Music from the Hood.
I knew I was never gonna live it down. Freshman year TV class, they're like, oh my god, let's do this show for our final project. And I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. And nobody was listening. And I was like, I really don't feel comfortable doing this. And they did it anyway.
I'm actually getting a tattoo that says Jonathan made me beautiful right here.
That sounds like a sob story to me.
You put the best and brightest kids in Monmouth County all in one place together. Something's bound to go wrong.
Hey, it takes a very close-knit group to search for cups in the wilderness together.
I'm sure it all went downhill from there.
Yeah. I'm a little cold, Kevin. Could you pass me my music from the hood sweatshirt? Thank you. Okay, well then what about sophomore year?
Oh yeah, that one back to school dance was kind of fun when we decorated the whole cafeteria like Hollywood, and then we all...
No, Max, we do not talk about that dance.
I don't really like that. What
happened sophomore year? Literally nothing happened sophomore year.
I don't like sophomore year.
Sophomore year was weird. Honestly, that's the one word I'm gonna use to describe it.
It's a little rough. I think sophomore year is
kind of self.
yeah, it's weird for everyone because everyone's like, ha, I'm in high school.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, that.
What?
Oh, this is.
It was too hot. It was way too hot and like humid. It was the worst day for that scavenger hunt.
Prize was late. It was also hot.
It was very,
very
hot.
All we do
Oh
is
my
complain.
gosh.
We're the people who complain about everything.
It's like, I think it was not great.
And we got those cool cups.
I remember just like a lot of disappointment at the end because I
So
thought
much
that there was gonna be candy or something, but it was like I mean we got friendship, but
I appreciated that everyone got a prize, but it was also very weird that everyone got a prize, and also that it was cups.
That was because
Oh, yeah.
that was because unexpected.
it was annoying that everyone won. Because if you're having a scavenger
It was
hunt,
fun. It was.
you know.
I thought it was fun.
I loved
She
Miss
was
Lang.
so sweet.
Socratic seminars were amazing. And every Friday we just like kind of did whatever we wanted.
I loved her.
Miss Lang?
I never had her.
She's a English teacher, right?
She was great. I loved her.
Yeah.
I loved her.
I was a fan, except for the whole O thing.
Remember?
Doing the Socratic seminars.
Oh yeah.
I never.
We watched the movie O, but we never got to see the end.
Oh, Matt zucked me.
Well,
Don't
it all
say anything about dads and
It all
hats.
started. Matt and I and some
Logan.
other children were on Xbox, and it was like a group chat thing, and we were talking about it, and we came up with the idea.
We just talk
And we
about dads and like dads around town.
Oh yeah, the original idea was
Just dads.
just dads.com, and there was gonna be a section called Dads and Hats,
And then there was
But dads.com was taken.
Although my dad did get on the website, but I didn't send the picture in.
What baffles me is that they made like $700 from it.
I think my biggest regret is not submitting a photo.
We got pictures sent in of dads from people we didn't know. They sent pictures of their dads in hats.
Fight for Your Right to Party was a game invented by, I believe, Matt Recchio. And pretty much what happened is that Matt Recchio would start it going, you gotta fight for your right to party. And then he would send it to someone else. And then we had like a very defined order in the class of who it would go to. And we would bring it all around the room. And if someone messed up, like the entire class would like hate him for like the entire day.
I just say stuff in VC to keep me. I didn't like art, so I would just keep myself busy by saying stuff myself. And then Connor caught on, and then everyone started catching on. It was just weird.
Gotta fight for your right to party, Connor. You gotta fight for your right to party, and you gotta fight for your right to party, Jake. Gotta fight for your right to party.
And at the end, it got to Miss Ortner, and like she was recording it, it was funny, and someone said like Shelly instead of Miss Ortner. She got so thrown off, she almost broke the chain.
Oh my
it was
God.
so dangerous.
Matt is
Every
the
thousandth
most-
idea, he does something with it.
Matt is
They're
the
all-
most ingenuitive kid ever.
They're all funny, crazy ideas, but every once in a while he decides to build on one.
Look at you, Gina, always bringing out the best in people.
Yeah, why don't you just run for president or something?
Yeah, serve 2 terms while you're at it.
I just like seeing my little friends happy. I wasn't president until junior year.
Junior year. I remember it fondly. Ice cream trucks, Mr. Klein.
I never said your cream puffs were divine.
Okay, so basically, Clyde has a lot of things he does.
Or a lot of things he doesn't do.
Basically, they happened every day. Like, you could guarantee a list of things would happen every day.
Yes.
And so we turned it into a bingo game.
Nice.
It was also the last day.
It's my legacy.
Where we got a blank bingo board and you put. They were just random things. He would mispronounce words. He would say speaking German was one of them. Saying decorum. So whenever he would do any of these in a class, you put a piece down. But once you got bingo, you had to stand up and yell Klein to win. And like 3 people did this.
Class trip was fun. I like that. It was fun. We almost didn't go on it because Mr. Klein almost broke his nose because. I don't know if any of you were you guys on it.
I was on the bus. Yeah.
The bus took an abrupt stop, and Mr. Klein flew forward like 5 rows, and almost if he didn't catch himself on the seat, we would not be going on that class trip.
I would have preferred not going to the Broadway show, honestly.
Yeah, the Broadway show was, the audience was just children.
Yeah.
And I cried.
Like
the children cried.
Okay, so being on council, I was forced to see Cinderella. I made a mistake. We made a collective mistake.
Carly Rae Jepsen don't belong on Broadway.
I went to see the Broadway show. I sat between, no, I didn't sat between. I sat next to Mr. Klein, like our tickets were randomly given out. And it went, Mr. Sherman had the aisle seat, then Mr. Klein, and then me. And then all of a sudden he just falls asleep. And he wakes up and he's like, that was the best show ever. I'm like, it's only intermission.
We did a scavenger. They gave out free yogurt in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And then I got like 3 of them.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I just remember all the people trying to sell their hip hop albums and stuff on the side of the street. Matt Stromberg would accept every single one of them.
And then I got a CD from him, but then he was like, "Yo, help a brother out." And then he accused me of racism because I wouldn't pay him for his crappy hip hop CD. I said, "I'm not racist. I'm just not gonna pay you for CD."
No, but I'm thinking of the specific task of collecting all those matchbooks from the restaurant.
Yeah.
So we were like sprinting around Midtown trying to find this matchbook, which the people at the restaurants didn't even know what they were. They were like, "Do you mean the menu?" We're like, "No."
We
went to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
and,
we played
There was a
games.
lot of family fun arcade,
Yeah.
arcade stuff, and I bought some Laffy Taffy with my tickets.
The skit. I wrote part of that. I wrote like the last line. It was like the pride of my junior year. The teacher skit where everyone was like Sean was Klein and Evan was Godkin. It was like for.
Oh, that was when we were all the teachers, yeah, in the teachers' lounge. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. I was Godkin for reasons. Obviously. And
That was so good. Oh yeah, that was awesome. Legendary. That was so funny. I didn't even know what was happening.
All the teachers. Oh, and wasn't Evan Saney Campbell.
I had to make a bunch of science jokes that were not written, so I had to make them up on the spot, and it was a good time. I had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I killed it.
Oh, that was
I
awesome.
killed it in that skit.
One of my favorite things that our class has actually ever
Was I
done
in that?
together.
I don't think I was.
What
No,
skit? Remember we were all the teachers?
Oh, yeah, that was
The
good.
skit? I was Campbell.
Next question,
and I
please.
sneezed
How
really-
do you guys feel about the ice cream truck?
Oh, that was good.
Great
That
time.
was the highlight.
Great time.
I'm waiting for one at Count Basie when I step out of those doors.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that'd be sick.
that's all I can really say.
I want an ice cream truck to burst through the wall of Count Basie.
It was definitely magical. I think it was really cool.
I mean, that was all us. I mean, like, if you're gonna say it, the ice cream truck was all us.
Well, the second time. The first time it wasn't.
No, the first time. The second time we would just yell it every day until they.
Well, for me, coming from like a really small school, it's kind of the same as Keyport. But then again, everyone was actually happy to be here.
It was literally like a week. No, it was a week.
No, like the third day you sat with us.
Yeah.
It was the third day.
On the third day.
On the third day.
On the seventh day, God created Anna.
we all knew Gwen beforehand,
Yeah.
so it was
So it
really
was
nice to
different.
have her here. Like,
Yeah.
And then we're like, who is this Anna?
yeah, we're like, who is that?
And Brooke didn't like.
And then after a week, we were like, all right, she's good enough.
We voted her in.
All right, you're not fooling anyone here.
Yeah, I know for a
Oh,
fact. that-
quiet for just 1 second. I remember dancing at my wedding with my first husband to this song. It was so romantic.
I twerked on a freshman to this song at a dance senior year.
I remember that, Emily. That poor boy didn't come to school for weeks.
All right, maybe senior year things got a little better.
Yeah.
It was all fun and games until Violet and Zoe thought it would be a good idea to capsize literally every other canoe.
The canoe trip was fun because I jumped out of my canoe with Zoe and we just tipped everyone and everyone got really mad at us and I got yelled at multiple times, but it was fine.
Remember when Aiden fell over and smashed his head, and he had to take an hour car ride with just Mr. Gleason back to the school? That's classic Aiden. Classic Aiden.
I was so paranoid the entire time.
We did
Luckily,
it.
I have
We did
her
it.
as like my best
Yes.
friend, and she does boats. And I was like, Emily, I'm afraid of boats. I'm gonna pee myself a little bit. And she was
didn't
like,
even
"It's
pee."
okay. I didn't pee.
Alana was scared there was going to be a cliff drop off.
I'm so much more lazier this year. Yeah. Since I mean,
We all wear
college.
senioritis.
We all wear jean shorts a lot more.
It's terrible. It's such
so
a
bad.
strong case of senioritis.
I feel like senioritis like a month into this year.
So it's very.
But I'm too lazy to answer the question. That's how I feel right now.
Oh, it's really bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah, I haven't done much for most of the year. Mine's really. Matt still does stuff
My
because he's a
senioritis.
jerk.
It was my goal to make every day pajama day.
Well, I used to be passionate about what I do, and now I'm not.
The words out.
We used to study. Lethargy?
I think Aiden has definitely broken out of his shell.
I was gonna say the same exact thing. When did I have a shell?
I have permanent bags under my eyes.
Emily's crying.
It's better.
Less hair.
No longer dating Julia.
I
learned how to say full sentences.
No.
You barely learned how to say full
Barely.
sentences.
I feel like everyone sort of like became themselves, but just sort of like on steroids throughout the 4 years. Like, yeah, like I feel like throughout like the 4 years, some people have gotten like a lot like crazier and a lot like more extroverted.
I never knew Jake Ray was the best human being in the world.
That's true.
Whoa.
It has taught me to accept everyone
That's what I was
for
gonna say.
who they are.
That's what I was
Can't
gonna
take it.
say.
I already did it.
It taught me
at
that
this. It got a
teachers
lot
are not
better.
people to be afraid of. They are your friends.
Teachers are your friends.
And
I
your
love
friends
all
are
the
your
teachers.
family. And now.
If you cry, I swear to
Don't.
God, don't you dare cry.
It's taught me the skills of working together as a team because everyone's kind of in it, like not to win it, but like in it to work together to win it. So it's definitely something you can use in the future.
I think just being more confident in trying new things, like I said before, and putting yourself out there, even if you don't know what's going to happen next, which coming in as freshmen, like everyone's kind of scared, but this school definitely teaches you that like the sky's the limit and really just to try your best at whatever you do.
Miss most is just getting to just come here every day because honestly I love this place so much and it's honestly been like the best 4 years of my life to date. I know that's not a lot to compare it to, but it is a lot to live up to.
I'm just gonna miss knowing everybody really well and knowing the teachers and kind of just being comfortable where we are because next year is just all gonna change. So I'm really thankful that CHS has kind of provided me with a good basis to go off of for the future and great friends that hopefully stay close to forever.
All my friends.
All the friends I've made.
I miss all my friends too.
Probably all my friends.
The lunches.
I'm gonna miss like fake emergencies or Gleason will like make an announcement and I'll be like about paper.
My favorite part, my favorite CHS memory is sometimes the Snapple machine would give out 2 Snapples. That's like honestly the best one.
All of the amazing students and teachers. If you touch me, I'm gonna start crying. I'm touching you. All the amazing students and teachers and people that we've met along the way, and all the opportunities we've had. I'm trying to be sentimental here, and you won't shut up.
Closing statements.
I love Kevin Milton.
I love Alex Burke. And Sean loves being the third wheel.
I love my friends and I love the teachers and I love literally everyone that I see in the hallways and every interaction I have with people because it's such an important factor of like my life and who I am now, and I don't know what I'm gonna do without it.
Yeah, we're all just so closely knit together that we just don't really call each other classmates. We kind of consider ourselves like an entire family.
I can't thank all the teachers and everyone who has helped us along the way. You've been such a special part of it. And I have to agree with Olivia, like everyone said that high school is gonna suck and everyone at home was like, oh, your school's for losers, like it's gonna suck. And honestly, these are some of the greatest people I have ever met, and I'm sure they will still always stand out in my mind as some of the best people I'll ever meet.
I think it's been a great 4 years, and I think looking towards the future, I would not have this future had I not gone here to CHS.
I liked the like small and friendly environment, and it's gonna change a lot once we go to colleges, because even if you go to a small college, it's obviously a lot bigger than here. And I don't know, I just really liked it here.
I don't think you're going to get, and I hope, but I really don't think you're going to get as eclectic a group of people here as you would anywhere else. It's hard to come by.
I feel like it went by too quick. You know, like freshman and sophomore year were good, but then things really started happening and it really started becoming a lot of fun junior and senior year. And now it just kind of stinks that it's like now that things are finally getting into the swing and it's just really great now, you don't want it to end.
Just everything has come to such a sad end. Like all really, really quickly. I don't want it to be over.
People say that CHS isn't a real school.
Yeah.
But I like to say that it is a real school because real schools have classes and we have classes. Real schools have teachers, we have teachers. So yeah, CHS is a real school. So to everyone who says CHS isn't a real school, you're wrong. It's a real school. And that's my closing statement.
Yeah, thanks everyone for 4 years.
School.
Oh yeah. Hopefully there's an ice cream truck at graduation.
I don't know what to say.
It's okay, Kevin. You can admit you liked high school.
Yeah, Kevin, honey, just admit that the ladies are always right.
What's a lady?
What do you mean you forgot the gravy?
All right. I enjoyed it a little.
Of course you did. You had such great friends, Pat and Sean. Oh, that Patrick Orsi Weber sure was handsome.
We went to a very special high school and we had some experiences not many people get to have. Yeah.
Got to meet some of the most inspiring students and teachers.
We got to go on so many trips and we had nachos from that club. It was too big and too rich.
I laughed like a dolphin and tried to be best friends with my film teacher, even though he wouldn't make eye contact with me for the first 3.5 years. Those were some fond memories.
75 years later, here we are, all sitting here together.
Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we